Hello and welcome to the REL 9B and 9C weekly recap for week 9 according to Blood Bowl 2 because I have no idea. I've completely lost count. I'm Kiss Blue.
And I'm Gengar, the Nightmare of Ariel 2.
Yep, that sounds about right. So we are gonna jump straight. I think we are both on somewhat time restraints. Gengar more than myself, so we're gonna jump right in here. The first game of
Admin.
hmm?
Yeah, we're starting with Division 9B, and the
Yeah.
first game is admin game, so the House Dwarfs Homewreckers have a free week.
Mm-hmm. And the first real game, Werewolf on Wall Street versus the Bounce Castle Enthusiasts.
A draw. 1-1.
Someone, did,
We,
someone
yeah,
did
we
die
have
for the.
that.
Mm-hmm.
And we also have an injury in that lineman, which got the MVP.
Mm-hmm. Do we? Whoops, that's too far back. What injury is that? It is. It couldn't have been too bad.
I think it's a badly hurt because
Yeah.
he's not injured anymore, and I'm looking at his player screen right now, and he
Yeah.
leveled up.
And
His
he
strength
rolled
up.
a 12.
Yep. That's one hell of a lineman now.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah, lots of injuries inflicted by the Werewolf of Wall Street, but it's still a draw. So honestly, this feels like a. If I was Kislev, I don't think I would be too upset walking away from this game with a draw.
Yeah. Next match is a little bit different, though.
Yes, it is.
This
Oh
thing has
boy.
the elements of style, really styling, on Corrigan's Click Click Splat.
All over Click Click Splat. Repeatedly.
5-0. That's a lot of touchdowns. The Wood Elves probably were in pristine shape this match.
5 passes. They took a total of 5 removals, one of which was they tripped at some point.
Well, I mean, these Wood Elves have been bashed on and have had like dead trees left to right this whole season. So, I think this is their break now. They're starting to get good now.
Yep. Just in time for whoever they're playing this week.
Yep.
But yeah, like this is certainly the score record for this division. I don't think I've seen anyone's. I've definitely seen other games go 5-0. I have never seen a game go more than 5-0 in REL.
It's hard. Like 6-0 is like really, really rare.
I'm not sure I've ever seen a game where someone scored more than 5 points. And certainly if they did, then their opponent scored more than one.
Next game, it's the Brotherhoods versus Yeti to Conquer.
I think this is the first game that Ironmaster has not won. So.
Well, I mean, it's Nurgle, and for Norse, it's like one of the more annoying customers that to actually go against, even though they don't have all the block. They do at strength cheer, and they're a hell lot more resilient.
One of the Nurgle was killed, though. I think that was probably a Rider. I mean, it was probably a Rider.
It usually is, yes, because looking at the Steam roster, I mean, he does have 2 fresh Bestigals and a fresh Wire. And I think the Warrior died because this Warrior has 0 matches.
Oh, so it was a kill that actually hurt.
Yes, I think it was the Nurgle Warrior which died here.
Still tons of injuries and KOs inflicted by Ironmaster. That team is just damn well near unstoppable. Actually, wait, no. No, Ironmaster took more removals overall. I was reading this wrong.
Well, I mean, it's Norse. Norse are going to hit you a lot and hurt.
Yep.
But they also break, like like nothing else.
That's exactly what happened. They both attritioned each other down to a point where no one could score. Um,
Then we have the Ratataclers versus Frosting and Filling.
uh, this game was not played, was it? No, it wasn't.
Oh, let's see what happens here. Yes, this is a admin draw. I guess both teams were not able to actually schedule this match, and I do see that the Ratataclers did not level up their guys yet.
You gotta
So
you gotta post in the Reddit thread, otherwise this will happen.
I think the one free Scally probably had a vacation or something going on. Because otherwise this is counted as a strike, and I don't think there has been much of a fuss about this. So I think this is like planned concede classification.
Yeah,
The Frosting
could be.
Filling Balls, they did level up their guys, and their team are looking pretty strong.
Next up, we
Yes.
have another admin game. Gadstoppers get their second admin game, which is actually sort of making the Stunty League Cup like really interesting. But you know, we're not going to focus on that right now. Gadstoppers is in second place though. Just I'll throw that out there.
Yeah, they're the team to watch for that. And then to finish off, we have the Rage Dwarf versus the Pun Animals. Rage Dwarf still going strong with their leading streak in this division.
Yep.
Strong leader.
Whether or not one of their wins was turned into a draw, because that's still a little bit unclear, they are nonetheless continue to maintain their top of the division position. Let's see. That's a very low block rate, actually, especially for dwarves. Like, I freaking wish I could do this sort of damage with this number of blocks.
Also, he has been able to cycle all the dwarves, so he only has like 2 names still the same, and all of his other dwarves are now unique dwarves.
Yeah, that's the other thing. He's actively been spending all of his bank to cycle Longbeards.
Well, you know, except for the ones that has SPB.
Most
Can't
of
really
them.
do that.
Anyway. Okay.
Yeah. This is really good for them.
Okay. Any teams you would like to look at?
Yes, I would like to look at the Norse team which didn't play this week, because I saw something interesting. Frosting and Fillings from Dafo 97.
Okay.
They rolled a strength up on their Berserker.
Oh.
Banana Schmutz.
They did too. And the one of Mighty Blow at that.
Yep, so basically, if they can get one more strength up somewhere else, they are as strong as a normal Bash team. Because right now they have 5, 4, 4, 4, and if they can get one more 4, then they basically, you know, have the standards for Black Hawks.
I mean, you say as strong as a normal Bash team, but let's be real. A normal Bash team does not have a claw big guy.
Normal Bash team also doesn't have AV7.
Yeah, I don't. Well, actually, I'm not sure that how much of a downside that really is. Like, in my experience, half the time you may as well have AV7.
No. I mean,
anyway.
Still, a 5, 4, 4, 4, 4 strength line is still something I really laugh at with my team.
Oh yeah, for sure though, it is really good. I feel like this team shouldn't have its thrower, especially now that it has a build your own thrower. Like,
I mean,
as
yeah,
the Agi4 Sure Hands lineman, like when you have this guy, I feel like the thrower is maybe.
No, I mean, I like the thrower with leader, but I would personally sack a team reroll, because right now he's running around 4 rerolls.
Yeah, like, I actually don't hate the 4 rerolls. And don't get me wrong, I like the thrower, but I know a lot of coaches would get rid of the thrower here, and so I think it's worthwhile to point out at least.
The thing is with Norse throwers is that they start with block and throw, while most throwers actually have sure hands and throw. So if you want to make a Norse thrower worth it, you basically got to get leader and sure hands.
Maybe Hail Mary pass after that.
Yeah.
The thing with this though, that sticks, or the thing about the leader reroll for to four though, here's the reason I like that. I have played bash teams where I go to four. Well, actually, you're playing a bash team with four rerolls, aren't you?
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, you're Kemri, so you kind of need them to pick up the ball to some extent.
I had 4
Uh,
rolls with Camry, but I recently went back to 3
hmm.
rolls for the simple, so I'm sitting at 2 KTV.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. Uh, in any case, the place I'm going with that is I think at this team value, you I think you can get away with having four rerolls here, and
Mm.
it does help if you're trying to out bash and kill people that way. It does help a lot to have that extra reroll just for the greed.
Yeah, it helps out to be greedy then with
Mm-hmm.
3 rolls.
And like there is definitely a point, both at really low TV and at really high TV, where it's not worth it. But like this is right in the middle ground where you can probably eat that extra cost and it's not going to hurt you too much. Especially with Norse, where you don't really want to lose your AV7 leader halfway through the game.
Yeah. Anyway, what team do you want to look at?
I have no idea what we've looked at this point. So let's go with the Rage Dwarfs.
Well, currently this. Let's have a look. So we have a Pump Slayer now, a Mighty Blow Slayer. So, Slayer's actually doing what they have to do, which is kill shit.
Mm-hmm. Recently picked up the second runner.
Yep. Fast Wolf being a move on top runner with block,
Mm-hmm.
and Lord Wolf being a strength up guard splitzer, which is also very useful. He went block on one of his runners, so personally I would go wrestle on the second runner.
Yeah, that's exactly what I would do as well. I
So you
like.
have one catcher and one wrestler.
Mm-hmm. I like most of the development he has as well. If I have one criticism, it is that I feel like this dwarf team really needs more guard. Four guard is not enough for for playing against bash teams who are at this TV probably even with you.
Yeah. There's one thing I like though, that's that he already has 2 guards in their blitzes. Having mobile blitzes is actually
Mm-hmm.
really useful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree.
I mean, mobile guard pieces on
Mm-hmm.
blitzes, but
And the blitzers are basic. Runners aside, the blitzers are the most mobile players on the team. So,
exactly.
um,
I even used it on guard
mm-hmm.
runners. So
Let's see. He does have 13k in the 130k in the bank rather, and he's replaced all of his, well, most of his renamed dwarves. So we might see the stadium enhancement pretty soon here as well.
on the range zone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, personally, I think I would go with the good old bribe, Knuffles Altar, or Beer Stand. And honestly, in Dwarves, I actually am really a fan of Knuffles Altar, so
Yeah.
you can get a 10k barrack.
Yep. I don't think it's an exaggeration to say that one of the reasons I've done as well as I have has been exploiting the Knuffles altar in REL. So I strongly agree with that. I do think there is a place for dwarves having bribe stadiums as well, because they do still get cheap secret weapon star players, and more importantly, they get the death roller.
Yeah,
But
fun fact, the Death Roller inducement is also 50k cheaper when you have the Knuffles Altar.
no, it is not.
It is not?
Knuffles altar applies exclusively to star players and not mercenaries.
I thought that actually
Believe
counted as well,
me,
since it's a big guy.
if it applied to mercenaries, I would be all over that.
Well, still having Barrick and I think Boomer for 10k is really good.
Yeah, both of them are 10k. Plus, you can get Flint for 80, which if you're behind TV at all, pretty much Boomer or Flint rather is pretty accessible.
Yeah, it's good having a chainsaw with 89
Mm-hmm.
and block, I think. So yeah, pretty good great chainsaw.
Mm-hmm. And honestly, Boomer is a probably the best bombardier in the game.
Yep, strong arm. He
Um,
can actually throw some really good balls.
mm-hmm. At least short of getting like a Hail Mary pass dream uh, bomber.
I mean, the strong arm one is actually more accurate than the Hail Mary pass one. The Hail Mary pass one is just fun because you can plant them on the
Mm-hmm.
end line and he's not scared.
Yeah, well, the thing about Boomer, compared to if you compare him to uh, if you can compare Boomer to what is his damn name, the Goblin guy,
Dribble snot.
yeah, to Dribble Snot, they have the same chance. Stunty gives you a penalty to throwing anything, including bombs, so they have the same chance. So Agi 2 to Agi 3 Stunty has the same chance of succeeding a throw, but because of the way Stunty works, you're more likely to fumble it.
Yep. That's true. That's where strong arm also makes it very good for
Mm-hmm.
Boomer.
Uh,
Okay,
okay.
let's get the leaderboard.
Yeah, let's do that. Uh, the leaderboard. Rage Dorfer in first place. Surprising no one here, at least. The Homewreckers looks like they've played their game for this week, so
Uh,
they have a narrow second place league. But
I
right,
think the Homewreckers are the only ones, next to maybe the Wood Elves in this league, who have a chance to get it on the Rage Dwarf in the next
mm-hmm,
couple of weeks. And other than that, it's going to be pretty much the Rage Dwarfs, which will be taking the playoff spot.
mm-hmm. And I already mentioned the Gad Stoppers are in second place overall in the Stunty Cup. They are
Yeah,
less than 1 point behind first place. The
they might be
fraction,
coming as well.
yeah, the fraction is weird because of their admin games, but they are less than 1 point behind the first place team.
That's not bad.
They actually have the best record of any Stunty team if you include their admin wins. So,
We have then on fourth and fifth place the Brotherhood and the Werewolf of
mm-hmm.
Wall Street, being very close to each other. The Gads Gobstomp sitting on sixth place, which is amazing for a Goblin team.
It really is. And threatening to move up to fourth as well.
If they would win the division and the Stunty Cup, then we might have an issue.
Okay, with 4 games left,
Yeah, it's not going to work though.
the only way they could win the division is if they win every game and Rageldorf loses every game. And it still might not be possible, depending on who Rageldorf is playing against.
Yeah.
But second place, that is within the realm of possibility.
Yep. Either way, then we have the Lizard Men, Kislev Circus, Dark Elf, and Norse, following up on 7, 8, 9, and 10.
Mm-hmm.
Corrigan Bison, Big Chuck, and Iron Master. I mean, Iron Master joined in late,
Mm-hmm.
and Corrigan Bison and Big Chuck are just having normal development seasons, so
Mm-hmm.
it's fine.
Dan, we've already.
Then the Rat Attack. Excuse me?
Oh no, keep going.
Then the Rat Attackers and the Norse,
Mm-hmm.
Tafo 97 and the one for Skelly are also two like very low in JDs, very late joinees,
Mhm.
excuse me.
And
So,
I think both are fairly new players as well.
They just inherited the bad
Mhm.
season. They'll be doing better next season.
Okay, and let's take a quick look at next week. Let's see. My pick for the week has got to be where the hell are they? Here they are: Gad Stoppers versus Bounce Castle Enthusiasts. Goblins versus Kislev.
Flips and chainsaws.
That will be a fun and probably bloody game to watch.
I actually might give this one to the Kislev because all the flipping might actually be very useful.
Kislev?
With the killer ball hawk they have.
Kislev are actually good at scoring fast as well, so that can be a big problem for goblins.
I think I'm going to be looking at Rage Dwarf versus the Werewolf of Wall Street. Some good old Necro and Dwarf action.
Oh,
Full Mighty Blow, Rage Dwarf, but Werewolf of Wall Street is having an amazing team with 1000.
oh yeah, this could be a really big match. If Werewolf wins, then well, it would do a lot for getting them into a possible first place lead, but in the more short term, it would probably make the match between Ragedorf and the Elements of Style much more competitive. And if the dwarves do drop this game, then it'll suddenly start mattering a whole lot whether or not that admin switch actually happened. Yeah, that'll be a good game. I'm gonna give it to the dwarfs though. Are are you still there? I can't hear you anymore. Right, well, while we're waiting for the technical difficulties to work themselves out, I'm just gonna go ahead and move over to 9C. Okay, I'm going to keep going. Gengar to a small internet issue. So first match of 9C, Dead Presidents versus Red Run Rage, and the Halflings take it 1-0. I mentioned that the Gas Stumpers are currently in second place in the Stunty Cup leaderboard. Well, Red Run Rage is in third. They are a little bit more distantly in third compared to the very close match up between the first and second teams, but they're still doing really damn well. Let's put it that way. Uh, as for this game, it looks like they had one death. I don't think it was a tree, so it was probably a halfling, which it happens. But you know what? They beat the undead, which is terrific. Not that I'm biased or anything. Moving on, the admin game was for Mystery Science Ghost 3000. Then we have Dauntless Unicorns versus Nerves. And Nerves wins 2-1 against these guys are pro-elves, right? Yeah, they are. Actually, this is an admin win. What? Why was this not played? Damn it! Okay. DU. Okay. Who is the coach for Dauntless Unicorns? Okay. Corpax, you need to post in the Reddit thread. Come on, dude. It's fine if you can't play. Sometimes it happens, but you need to post there, otherwise you're gonna concede losses that would be draws. Moving on. All orc and no play. And this is a 1-1 draw between the orcs and the... Again, no, this one is the Wood Elf team. I guess that makes sense with the name Wood United. Looks like an elf died. No clue which elf. I'm probably good. You know what? We're gonna go check that later. They did get off some passes though. And other than that one death, it doesn't seem like they took too much damage. Tons of blocking in this game though. So yeah, like it looks like Wood Elves got pretty bashed up. Pretty beat up by the orcs. Just not quite enough to stop them from scoring. Or to allow the orcs to score twice. Either or. Next up, we have mammals of unusual size versus the Fat Earthers. An Amazon win 1-0.
My excuses, by the way. I just had to small into the tissue.
It's fine. It happens. So, this matchup heavily favors the Amazon, but it is a really miserable match for both teams.
This is Amazon's versus.
Ogres.
I think it's more a miserable matchup for the ogres than for the Amazons.
Oh no, it is a miserable match for everyone. It strongly favors the Amazons, but not in a way that's like really fun. Because the ogres can't really touch them, but the Amazons still have a hard time hitting them.
Yeah, I mean, it isn't really a fun spot to be in, but at least all the lodge is going to help you in this one.
Yeah, and blocks were actually fairly even. Ogres did inflict some damage, but still unable to catch Amazon, so Amazon wins.
No, wait, so the Fed Earthers, their blocking die is actually fired for once?
Well, they got 30 blocks, 3 KOs, and 2 injuries.
They have had a huge problem with actually, the blocking dice being consistent.
I would believe it. That is a definite issue for ogres. Okay, so moving on. Next match, the Rock'em and Sock'ems win 2-1 over the Crawdad Zydeco Experience. Dark Elves beat humans.
Not too much of a surprise here. Dark Elves are better actually built for the dash game, and I think that except for the ogre, they're kind of even with humans on bash game.
Humans bashed the crap out of the Dark Elves in this game, though. 7 KOs, 3 injuries, and 1 kill.
Well, that's surprising to me then, because they have the same armor value and the
in
same
44
block
blocks. So that is 1 removal per 4 successful blocks. Which is, I believe, statistically, like, it's not a crazy high, but it is definitely, it's definitely like what I freaking want to say. It is statistically higher than average.
Well, the humans, they do own more Mighty Blow than our good old friend Wiggy's Dark Elf team, so somewhere that's normal.
To some extent, yeah. But yeah, like despite getting all those removals, like, if I had to guess, probably a lot of these KOs were in the first half, and then they all came back again in the second. Because I can't see the Dark Elves winning 2-1 with all of these players on the bench, but because so many of these are KOs, it is very possible that a lot of them came back at halftime.
We do have a lineman with a smashed cankle and a witch elf, which is MNG.
Okay then. Presumably then it was a lineman who died.
Yep. Next match is
the Dwarfs of Duncan versus Economy of Scale. Which was
okay.
This was also a draw. Or not a draw, rather it was a admin game. Did Dwarfs drop? Because this is a 0-1. Wait a second.
Yeah, it's 0-1 for the Lizardmen. Lizardmen actually won this, but they didn't play, so I
12 out of 14 teams.
They did not play.
Where are the... Yeah, the Dwarf of Duncans have dropped. That's disappointing.
Probably real life or something actually catching up to them. Oh well.
Oh well. Indeed. I think they were doing pretty well as well, so... I mean 7th.
Yeah.
And that's 7th after having 2 admin losses, so yeah, they were doing pretty well. So it's not like they rage quit. They must have had something come up.
They also have a Claw Mighty Blow Chaos Dwarf blocker, so that's a dream right there.
Yeah, like, it's sad, but I guess it happens sometimes.
Yep.
Oh well.
Well, that's that.
Hmm.
Let's look at the teams of
Okay. Um,
this week.
I want to actually look at Wood United. If we haven't done it recently, anyway. I have no idea.
Luke 4444 four fours.
Uh,
Uh, we have the standard wood elf build
hmm
with two rather leveled dances. One of them is only like one level up, but the other one has two. A lineman which is busted, and a good catcher. Team's a little bit in the shambled shape, but you know they also have all their positionals. If they can get all the catches going and a thrower, then they should be getting there.
And let's be real. This is actually a 9 elf team, if you include the tree. That's not really that shambled.
I mean, it's not that uncommon. One of the
hmm
good things about this team is that that catcher is just like really, really bloody good.
Yeah, it really is. Um, I feel like okay. In the player who died was probably a line elf because one of their elves died last game.
Yeah,
That's what it looks like. And I agree with your assessment though. Like this team could use another catcher, but it actually looks like pretty good the way it is.
it's getting there. Like this is a good start for the first season.
Mm-hmm.
I shouldn't rank this team like too high for next season because otherwise, you know, in the REL do have like lots of like super bash teams, so I wouldn't put it in a division of super bash teams just yet. But it's getting there.
Of course, the thing is, when you have a lot of bash teams and only a couple agility teams, the agility teams tend to do really well.
Well, they do have matches where they can just score touchdown after touchdown
Mm-hmm.
after touchdown, but
Oh yeah,
their
no, like
players are not
the
good.
team gets murdered, but its
Yeah.
record is usually good.
It's like I'm winning a lot. I just don't have any development.
mm-hmm.
It's
Uh,
like Zoar in REL 2. He's sitting on the 1,200 TV team, but he's
mm-hmm.
still doing really well.
And in this case, this team is 4-1-4, so it is pretty much strictly average.
Yep. I'd like to look at little bits, the mammals of unusual size.
Oh, wait, did hmm? Okay, okay then.
Uh, what's up?
No, nothing. It's fine. Keep going. I thought you made a pun, but then I realized that you were talking about the coach.
Well, I mean, if these ladies will get smashed, they also will drop little bits on the field. The thing is, they have a 1070 TV Amazon team,
Mm-hmm.
which already has like 3 blotch guard pieces and even a blotch mighty bow piece. That's just the beauty of Amazons right there.
Mm-hmm.
Give
Uh,
all those ladies tackle a mighty blow and the 1-on-3 SPP a touchdown for another guard, and you have a really good team.
mm-hmm. Yeah, this is basically how I would build an Amazon team. If anything, I think this team could use a Knuffles altar because Amazons can definitely exploit the altar.
Yep.
Um,
The only thing which I think is a little
having a
odd,
bench would be nice as well.
yeah. The only thing I think which is a little bit of an oddity here is the sure feet blotch catcher. Sure feet is a good pickup. Don't this because the catches can go further and actually makes them very mobile. But you also can vouch against full sidestep. I think it just comes down to personal likings, what skill you like more or not.
I think Surefeet here is probably for making scoring more reliable. I think that's
Yeah,
probably why it has Surefeet. I don't think there's any other reason. If they wanted to be able to score from further, they could have gone with sprint instead. That's always the debate. Do you want reliability or distance? Um, I don't think Surefeet is bad here though. Like,
yeah, it's not bad. And I mean,
mm-hmm.
his second catcher also has a level up as well, so that's another level up you got here. Now, since it's a catcher, I still would go for block, but I would also try to get a wrestle on this team as soon as possible, because all the block is nice,
Mm-hmm.
but you need a wrestle to pop the ball.
I mean, the line women have been dropping like flies, but I think that's the obvious place to put Wrestle on. Um, Other than that, I feel like the one thing this team could really use is just like some stat ups, which is not really something you can plan for. Like sooner or later, you'll eventually get them. Probably,
Yes,
preferably sooner in this case, but like that's what Amazon teams really need. I think they need stat ups.
they need setups instead.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, let's look at the leaderboard, where we have a very clear leader, which is only under danger by one team, which they actually won against. So I do think we will be looking at Furl, his economy of scale, going to the playoffs.
Mm-hmm. That does seem likely.
The Movement 7 Croxigor, holy hell, what is that thing?
As I recall, we talked about that, or I did with Swig last week. Um,
Just gives the thing break tackle and just dives everything.
yeah, it's sort of a weird pick, but like his reasoning for it was sound. Also, it was not a double; it was, but 6+4.
Okay, still, it's really good.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
But yeah, like you're right. Like okay. Look, I'll be honest. I want this team to lose at least one game.
Are you afraid it might come up to
Sure,
REL 1?
fine. It can go. It can go to playoffs. Whatever. But don't let it go to playoffs without having lost a game.
It might. It might not. We'll see.
You
We
can
have
do it, 9C. Beat the Lizardmen just once.
we have the underdog Delaware, which basically was the chance of winning against them, and they lost. This team is looking like a murder team with 2 DPs, 4 Mighty Blow, and a Pump piece.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have all Orc no play. Still, Orcs doing well. That's always very nice
Yep,
early on.
it
The humans of Rocklofstrosity and the Dark Elves of Twix. The Rocket Sockham's also doing really well. So, you know, Orc, Human, Dark Elf, and the Lizardman, it's like normal start.
Amazons
It's
are
weird
tied
that-
with Dark Elves.
It's weird that the Amazon's on 6th place.
It
But
is.
then again, the top players here are actually doing really well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like really well. Um.
Then they are followed up by Gherkin, who dropped. The Wood Elves of Wood United of Luke 444. That Presidents of Lazarus is actually having a normal record of 414.
Mm-hmm.
Only good for 9 plays, though, sadly enough. The Halflings of Scambammer is having 4 wins, 0 draws, and
Yeah.
5 losses. So
Then,
they're actually doing pretty well.
I mentioned this while you were having technical difficulties, but they are in 3rd place on the Stunty Cup right now. And the distance between them and Ravenpo is a little bit bigger than the distance between Ravenpo and the 1st place team. But like, they're still doing like really, really well.
Yeah, well. Then we have Mystery Science Goats, Chaos just developing. And Elven Union. This is, I think, one of the biggest surprises. The Dauntless Unicorns of Korpach. They are sitting on 2 wins, 1 draw, and 6 losses, but maybe we are talking about a new coach here, so this could not be that unusual. I mean, he is having a pretty standard cut team, with a edgy up catcher, which is always nice. I'm sure we'll see more of him next season.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have a admin squad, and still the Feathered is losing versus the admin squad.
I wonder if they've played against the. They have played against the Dwarf Dunkins, haven't they?
Yep.
Well, you know, this week, week 10, is when they finally will get their admin win.
The Feathered is they
Really... Make sure you fire all your Snotlings if you haven't yet.
He did. He should also hire all of them back the moment he can, so he can get a bench, because the bench will really help them out.
Yeah, well, I mean, it worked out pretty well for Spigosaurus last... Wait, no. It wasn't Spigosaurus. Who was it who did that last season? I don't remember.
Yeah, I tall it was, but I'm not sure.
Maybe it was
Uh,
Spinosaurus. I don't know. Uh,
then, as for next week, what matches do you want to look at?
okay, so the match that stands out to me is Economy of Scale versus All or No Play. This is the third place team, I believe, versus the third place versus first place.
This is
And Orcs
interesting.
definitely have the tools to potentially take a game off of Lizards.
You just really want to see those lizards lose, do you?
I want to see them lose so much. I might be projecting a little bit.
Well, it's down to Viril to just show the world that he's the true one, the true lizard god, and just win this one then.
The best record for Rel, and I think for Rebel in general, I want to say is 11, 2, and 0. It might be 12, 1, and 0.
I think it was 12, 1 and 0 for McNicky last season.
Don't let the Lizards make a new record.
Oh well, we'll see. I mean, the REL was called a few seasons ago the Reptilian Eternal League for a reason.
Yeah, but we've gotten rid of most of them from REL 1 now, so...
Yeah, we kind of did do like a giant
Isomek is gone.
Crusade Xenopurge on the Lizards.
130 is probably going to be gone at the end of the season. Wave is apparently going to be sticking around because just... Don't get me started, okay? But, yeah... Lizards are really good, and there's a lot of really good coaches playing them.
Okay, so I am going to take Dauntless Unicorns versus the Crawdad Zydeco Experience.
Okay.
I mean, the Dauntless Unicorns are having a bit of a rough season, and the humans are doing really well, but this is a potential matchup that they actually can win if they really try their best here.
It certainly is, and yeah, I think that'll be a pretty fun game. Elves doing elf things, humans doing human.
Yeah.
What are human things?
Well, human thing in this case is bashing.
Yeah, that is what their game from the previous week is telling me. If they do that to Dark Elves, they can probably pull it off against a different breed of elf as well.
I mean, the humans also have a bench where they will be fouling, and unicorns are really built for dash, so they'll just be running around the humans. They have exactly the same TV, so there's no shenanigans here when it comes to bribes and all that. Except for the fact that I think the Dauntless Unicorns might be saving up for the market for next season. I just looked at his wallet and he's having a lot of cash.
Wait, who's saving up?
The Dauntless Unicorns, just look at how much money they have.
Okay, yeah, let's take a look at that. Oh wow. Okay.
They rich, yo.
Can you do me a favor and go really quickly to look at the player market to see if there are any high elves on there? Or not high elves, sorry, pro elves.
Let me take a look.
There are high elves, but this is not a high elf team.
You just go on and wrap this up because I gotta go after this.
Okay, yeah. Well, I mean, I think we're pretty much done now, pending just seeing whether that save for the player market strat is gonna work out. And if it doesn't, I know the pain. Like, there are still no freaking dwarves on that damn player market. I almost got some dwarves last season, but they were never sold to the damn market.
Yeah, I can't access the market now, and I really do have to go here.
Okay, well, it shall forever remain a mystery then.
Yep.
We've been Team Foul, and this has been the weekly recap. Bye!
Have a good one.